Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to NaissanceE. And I believe this is probably going to be the final part. And I'm hoping that as we inch ever closer towards a conclusion... I don't like those noises. Maybe we'll be able to get, if not answers, at least some kind of context for what we've been experiencing. I don't like the openness of these halls. And now, instead of sounding like it's happening through the walls, that metallic noise that's been following us all throughout, it sounds like it's echoing from just down the corridor. Hello, that almost looks like a lightning storm happening out there. But something tells me when I get there and look up, it won't be sky that I'm seeing. Oh my... Come on, flash again. Give me a thumbnail. There we go, look at that! That electricity is arcing off the walls, but it gives the impression of a thunderstorm over a big city. Look at those lights stretching off and curving into the distance, bridges connecting it every so often. But as expected, that's a ceiling above, not sky. Oh, that sound is deafening. And every time it flashes, it reveals details in the geometry of the walls that aren't visible otherwise. I don't like doing this, but what happens if we try to peek over the edge? We could actually drop down a little bit, but that doesn't look like the best of plans, so I'm just gonna keep sprinting. Are we heading to some sort of keep? Some kind of palace that maybe holds whatever perhaps intelligence is behind all this? Even that's making a major assumption on my part. Why are the walls flickering like that? Oh, well, it's stopped now. Maybe just some kind of shading bug? All I wanted to do was get out of there while I was in there. It was deafening. I'm surprised they didn't throw in some wind pushing me around the walkway for good measure. Oh no, are we going back into the sewers? Sorry, I just cut there to make sure my keyboard wasn't touching the base of my mic, otherwise you'd probably hear that in the form of vibrations and shaking. Yep, back into the sewers with us. One interesting thing that I've noted throughout is how I tend to just kind of call things by whatever they remind me of, even if they only vaguely remind me of those things. It's like the whole time my brain is kind of desperately trying to make sense of what all this is, kind of reduce it to shorthands and familiar experience. And it's kind of crazy how automatic that is, even independent of trying to give commentary. We can walk into the dark or into the light, and as usual, walking into the light is not really an option. Huh. I was gonna guess another hidden teleport. But I guess not. Oh, I can kinda just vaguely see now. Stairway to nowhere. That's charming. Wait, where is this? Oh, for a second I thought this almost looked like somewhere we'd seen before, but I could be wrong about that. Those vents are what we were standing on top of before. This whole thing, like, if I were to try and ascribe some purpose to this machine, we can go down even further, I would say it sort of reminds me of some kind of weird, like, exchanger. Like, we can surmise that it's doing something to move light from space to space, or definitely some kind of airflow going on. This comes down here, but we're not going to be able to get up there. We can go down even further, though. What happens if we descend this way instead of taking the stairs? I don't know if I can say for sure that this is rewarding my exploration, but I'm certainly going to places where other things are. No. What does it want me to see? It looks like there's something else here, actually. Yeah, there's something here. But I can't seem to quite make it. It's too dark to really discern any of what's going on. Oh, man. Am I even going to be able to make my way back? It is pitch black down here. If there's something I'm meant to be doing down here, I can't even take a guess at it. Come on. Am I not going to be able to get back up? Do I have to jump? Oh, come on. There we go. The crouch jump never fails. Back on up, and back on up. Seeing it from a distance, that wall is making me super uncomfortable. All those holes in it. I'm just trusting these stairs to remain straight. Oh, it's even worse from a distance. Everything fading off into nothing. I have to stand still here because I need to keep my orientation relative to that so that I know I'm walking backwards. One wrong step and I'm plunging off into the abyss below. Once I step too far back, I won't have that option anymore. That's it. I can no longer see which direction I'm looking. I think I just fell. I think I just fell. Come on. I'm starting to get more and more annoyed by this game's insistence on hiding things in the dark. Now I just have to make sure that I don't move my hand at all, because then the mouse will move, my character will turn, and I will die. How long until we discover something in this darkness? Apparently longer than this. Is this a trick? Was I supposed to search further down? I mean, this game has made me do things for ridiculously long lengths of time. And I guess I just fell. I fell, I guess. I was facing straight forward, so I guess you just run off the edge at some point? Maybe I meant to use this thing to get a look at someplace I can go? Not that I can see. Not that I can see much to begin with. But if I try running really far up... Look at this, sprinting upstairs in reverse. That's something special. If I try doing all that, right? Wait until it's gone, but then run back down. What'll happen then? Wait until the light has completely faded. And then run back. Jogging right back down. Don't worry about sprinting downstairs in the dark. There's no tripping hazard. Doesn't matter in the slightest. And whoop, and nothing. Kinda expected this door to open. Okay, so what do I do then? Are you kidding me? You're kidding me. This is actually what you're supposed to do. That was like 2 minutes of just straight running. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna have a lot to say about that because that pisses me off. The only reason I even attempted to try that again... Shut up, soundtrack. God, you can't even turn it off. That is deafening in my ears. The only reason I even attempted that again is because I went and Googled what you're supposed to do here, and everybody said, nope, you just gotta keep going, it's a long climb. But not only do you have to keep doing that, long after any reasonable person would have assumed that you're supposed to do something else, that it's a trick staircase, like we've already experienced once before. But if you're not perfectly aligned, and don't hold your mouse perfectly aligned the entire time, you're gonna fall off at some point during that. And when you do, you have to start the whole thing over. You have to do more than start the whole thing over. You have to go back into the sewers, run through that little corridor or whatever, again through the dark. And once you're on it, you have no way to keep yourself aligned. You just have to assume that you had it perfectly straight the first time, and it will remain so for the duration of however long that takes. Assuming you decide to keep at it that long, which no reasonable person should. God, that was so stupidly done. Alright, what are we doing now? A new chapter, I guess. That was a pretty short one. And from what I understand, there were only 2 chapters left, so we might be getting into the endgame now. I'm gonna leave that whole thing in, just so you can see how stupidly long that took. Now, anytime we have these lights on the walls, most of the time they're just lights, but we do have to check and see if they're buttons. Hello? Oh. Oh, I see what this is. I'm in Beetlejuice. No, but seriously, I think it's pulling the same trick that it's pulled on us many times before. Of course, we look out at this, and what we see is clouds over a setting sun in the desert, but think about what it's done up until this point and realize that it's still doing that now. Once you actually decide to look at the details, you'll see that the ground, though rounded and smooth, is still the same untextured surface that we've been seeing up until this point. The clouds in the sky, actually great structures hanging from above. And who knows what the source of those lights are, but we've seen plenty of artificial lighting before. Artificial lightning, as a matter of fact. Oh, but then again, maybe this is actually sand. Listen. For the first time in this whole game, the sound of our footsteps has actually changed. Huh. There might actually be something different about this place. But now comes the question, where do we go? There's all kinds of structures dotting the horizon, but none of them particularly stand out from each other, so I have no idea which direction I should be heading. There's a bit of a taller tower over that way, but first I'm going to head to this collapsed one over here. Or at least it looks like it's collapsed. And now that I'm running, I see these things are actually much farther apart than it initially gave the impression of. What can we find over here? There's pillars and doors. It's almost like a collapsed ruin of the structures we've been in before. Am I to understand that the entire time we've been below whatever this sandy terrain is? Not that there's any reason to believe that this is the top. Look, there's even more of those spires like we were seeing in what I described as the cities. Wasn't that taller tower over in this direction? I just know I'm going to end up getting lost out here. Yeah, there's definitely something over there, but for all I know, it's just the same as everything else out here. Wait. New target. Greater cluster of opportunities. Oh, why is my mouth suddenly so dry? Maybe we can climb this and use it as like a vantage point? Not of much help. There's two of these arching things. Some kind of monuments? All of this feels like some kind of monument. I wonder what it would look like unburied, or is it even buried? Should I have not done that? Should I have not done that? It's like some kind of giant pressure-activated music box. I'm staying right here until this concludes. This is pretty awesome. Oh, hello. Hello, hello, are you the thing from before? I must say, I'm surprised to hear something that sounds so much like human music. This audio is a greater familiarity than anything I've yet encountered. Hi. Are you something good or something bad, or just something that's here? 2 out of 3 answers are acceptable to me. Yeah, no, this is... There is too much emotion in this music for it to be random, or something beyond our comprehension. There's gotta be something more to this. Our shadowy friend has left us, but what do we do now? Just wait for the song to conclude? Was it part of it, or was it something alive that was drawn to it? I'm talking in case I have to mute large portions of this, because this game has had third-party music in it before that I had to mute. Ooh, a glowing one! Do I touch it or do I not? Do I get involved or do I just enjoy the show? I only ask because touching glowing things has historically led us to progress and things being activated. Ah, the shadowy one is joined. It's now a duet. This is incredible. Oh. They're off together to parts unknown. But where does that leave me? It almost felt like a merging of opposite souls. And the song's not for me, it's about them. Well, that was lovely, but they could have left behind a magic carpet for me. Something to traverse this desert, or at least a map or some kind of direction to go in. I noticed that while it looks like a dawn or sunset, as far as the lighting goes, if we look up into these so-called clouds, it becomes dark red the farther up it goes. Which makes me wonder about what the source of this light actually is. There's still that great tower on the horizon, but I'm going to climb this hill right here, just so I can get a better view all around. Elevation is everything right now. I need a completeness of information so I can decide where I'm going to go. That tower definitely looks like something, and there might be other things beside it. Whoa. It's like there's another parallel desert separated by a huge gap. Like, all of these are just up on high tables. Ow. Hang on, I've got to get a closer look at that. Oh. It just won't even let me jump up on here. From up here is the closest we're going to get a look at that gap between us. More deserts to our sides, and confirming now these structures hang from some kind of ceiling. But why? They only cover the deserts. Yep, there's definitely a lot more here than the tower. I've discovered Minecraft ruins. What helps is that the music does seem to pick up when I get close to something significant. Oh. We have more life. Or at least something that resembles it. Oh, you guys are like some kind of weird spider frogs. And I want to ride one across the desert. Come on, if I jump on your back, will you take me somewhere useful? Let's go. I can get underneath you. That doesn't seem to help me. You're kicking up clouds of dust. But you don't seem to mind me walking on top of your back. I can use you for platforming, yes. Excellent. And you keep hitting the ground and raising these clouds of sand. Yep. Here's you. But here's not where I need to be. Still not entirely clear on where I'm meant to be getting. I can probably make that jump from here once you go down. Oop. Now I need to climb up on top of your legs, which will be the highest point. I just need for you to stand up again. Oh, come on! There's like a little bounce when it gets up, so when I try to jump, it just doesn't. Alright, really gonna need you to allow me to actually press space this time. Pretty annoying that this whole segment seems to centralize around not being able to jump at certain times. Alright, jump. Come on. Alright, now what? See, the problem with platforming as a genre, especially when you don't die when you miss a spot, and the reason I've never liked these kinds of games is because basically all it is timing challenges that punish you by wasting your time. And if there's one thing I can't stand, especially the older I get, it's having my time wasted. Hello, what are you doing to the overlays? What is it about being in this tower that does this? If I step out, will that go away? It will. So what does being in here actually do for me? Do I see something differently? Not that I can tell. What's the point of this? Furthermore, how do I get down from here? Alright, so I can't figure out anything that I'm supposed to do with this, but from what I can gather, I have to get on top of you, so I can get on top of those standing beams and jump onto there and climb the tower, find the crown, and save the town and Mr. Krabs. Question now is, how do I even get onto these platforms to get onto that guy's back? I can't see any way to do that. Okay, I think I got it. I need to go all around here. So more of you are going to be involved in this than I thought. Which is going to be very annoying. See, the problem with these things is the same problem that we had with the worms, where there's so many different components to the actual structure of this thing that it makes it very, very difficult to platform on, even if the physics weren't kind of wonky. And especially how they all move through each other, so you can't really get a grip on what you're doing. Come on. Back up. You gonna stand up soon? Come on, thank you. But I can't jump up while you're rising, or else I won't actually jump. And of course, if I fall at any point, I am rewarded by having to do all of this again, because that's fun and exciting gameplay. Come on. Alright, over here would probably be the best point to do it from. Yep. And there we go. Now, hopefully from here we don't have to do any more timing-based platforming, and it's just a matter of staying on the stairs to get where we're going. Although we do have the issue now of playing chutes and ladders to try and figure out which stairs are the correct stairs. But so far it seems like it's been pretty straightforward. As long as there are no dead ends, it should be fine. Well, here's a dead end. Wait, maybe if we come down here? Well, there's more. Yes, here we go. Alright. Gotta go down to go up. It really is chutes and ladders. I think we're getting close. Anything to see around this way? No? Come on. Ah, here we go. Hidden narrow stairway in the back. And now we're in the top, and this gives us a darker, redder haze. It seems to turn the surrounding area into a green glow. But once more, what did that do? I just have to assume that what I had to do was tag each of these locations, and that the last one will be that roundish structure down there. I really hope that's the case, because if not, I have to climb all the way back up here again. What happens if we make our way over to here? And now I bet you're going to do the same thing. Now a completely dark red, leaving the towers silhouetted against the sky. But once again, what did that do for us? I really wish I had some explanation of what this is all supposed to be. Maybe there's a certain order we have to do it in? That's something new. Maybe something over there as well. What is this little piece sitting here? Almost reminds me of an eraser sitting on the bottom of a whiteboard. Hello? It's like each of these lights activates some kind of a display. Huh. You know, it's kind of like a depiction of a little me traversing the game. Yes, and there's me exiting out onto the desert. Wait. It's in order. 1, 2, 3, 4. And with those spinning lights, that kind of reminds me of that thing we were running from in the beginning, which has yet to make a reappearance. But if these really are a set of numbered instructions, then does that mean that I'm supposed to jump over the ledge? I don't know about that, because I couldn't do it before. I literally tried to get on the ledge and it wouldn't let me. But I guess let's try somewhere else then. Alright, over there. Over there, it looks like the sand directly overlaps with the ledge. So, if we're gonna have a chance anywhere, it's gotta be here. Actually makes me wonder if there's a reason why it has to be specifically here. Can I yeet myself off just anywhere, or does this actually have to be it? Just in case, I'll do it where the sand meets the ledge. Actually, no. I'll do it in front of the pillar, since that's where it happened in the booth back there. Whatever you'd call it, the interactive display. Well, only because the hostile alien supercomputer told me to. Whoa! I have to say, I really hope this is right. Whoa. All this was down below. Meet the host. Meet the host? Okay, I think we finally attributed a name to our friend. But all this was below, suggesting that the bottom of the sandy area goes out at some point, because there's no way it's just one long pillar stretching down to the bottom. Okay, how much control do I really have in this descent? None, right? Is that light going to break my fall? Here's a strange perspective. My descent seems to be slowing. Oh, what is all this? don't like where this is going. I don't like where this is going. The fact that I can move now isn't good, is it? This is giving me real boss fight vibes. Ow. What happened? I died? What is it that I'm supposed to be doing? Oh, are you gonna make me sit through this every time? No, it doesn't look like there's that much farther back I can go. Oh, wait, no. Okay. Oh, that's right. You can move the building blocks. Through here. Come on. I really hope there was a checkpoint there. Run, run, run. Run, run, run. Run, run, run. This is the first thing we've seen that seems to have a definite hostile slant to it. No pun intended. Come on. No, come on. Let me up. Let me up. I can't even see. Through here. Oh, stop hiding stuff in darkness. I can't see what you're doing. Let me up. Let me up. Let me up. Let me up. I have to... No, where am I going? I'm actually going to have to turn back to stuff that I already passed because the geometry is changing as I go. Jump. Come up. Jump through the gap, thread the needle, hopefully save myself some time there. Though to what extent time matters, I'm not sure. Come on. It's like a lot of the time I'll run up to an area, give up on it as not traversable, and then I have to turn around and see that it became traversable while I wasn't looking. Come on. Through here, I really hope it's being generous with the checkpoints right now, because I'm not really looking out for that. Yep. And hoop. It's a good thing I have infinite cardio. I'm using these lights as a guide. I presume that's the intended way to go about this. But it seems like that's screwing me over now! Where am I going? Not really moving much at all anymore. I mean, the thing is still coming up because I'm holding shift, but I'm not really sprinting. Maybe I can jump to get a boost from the wind in some parts? What was that? Come on. No! Oh, come on! How far back do I have to go? Not that far. But what do you want me to do here? On a time limit here. Oh, there we go. Over here. No time to dip into those little side rooms that were there, as much as I would have liked to explore them. Over to here. I feel like my jumping is nothing like what it was before. Am I being pushed by wind? Over to here. Yep. What now? What now? What now? There was nowhere to jump to. Okay, so some parts of the geometry are simply not there. The problem is I can't plan my jumps because I don't know how far I'm going to jump. Like, I was waiting for an opportunity, but I guess I'm just going to get launched in whatever direction? And just plop me down right there. Okay, I can't plan for that. Alright, light at the end. Does that mean something? Oh no, I'm landing in Kingdom Hearts. The beginning. This began with a chase and it ends with a chase. Is that meant to imply that this is a loop for this character? But we have reached the end of NaissanceE. And so basically I have two main takeaways from that. Gameplay, not very good. Inspiration, definitely there. I mean, as an art piece, I really enjoyed wandering these environments, speculating at the purpose of it all. And by the end of it, I actually came to speculate less on the purpose of what this place is, and what the nature of our mutual antagonist is, and more on the nature of the protagonist and who she is and what she's doing here. See, that's the thing, is not only did we not get answers on what this is, which I'm not saying is necessarily a bad thing, but I couldn't discern the intention of the creator. Whether we're meant to walk through and speculate on what's going on, or whether we're meant to take this more as a David Lynch work, and just kind of sleepwalk through it and experience it for what it is, uncritically. My opinion of this game remains overall very positive because it does retain its focus on its most interesting component, which is walking through this world and examining the environments. There were actually only a handful of real platforming segments, and every single one of them really annoyed me. Part of it is just I fundamentally do not like platforming. I don't enjoy it as a genre. I think there's a reason it's pretty much a dead genre, because I don't find it rewarding or fun at all. But here, I don't know, there was something to it where it almost seemed like a lot of the time trial and error was meant to be part of it, but at the same time, it used music and the way it was set up to act like there was supposed to be like a real sense of momentum to it. And so dying repeatedly through trial and error to figure out what you're supposed to be doing while having that momentum, it just doesn't mix. It doesn't work. In the months where people were suggesting this game, some of you said that, like, oh yeah, you're definitely going to get annoyed by the platforming, like in the later parts, it's like the worst part of the game, and a lot of people can't stand it. And that had me kind of worried, and to be honest, I never really got stuck on any particular part for all that long. It was just the die, repeat nature of some of these segments that made them so annoying, and it made them so tedious and unexciting to get through. But on the whole, much like this menu screen, it was a spooky, eerie, dark, and really fascinating world that I really enjoyed exploring throughout. And it certainly generated enough desktops for ages, so I can't wait to sort through the screenshots. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to do that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, it's free on Steam, link also in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.